So if you know that feeling where you do something that makes perfect sense to you, but everyone around you seems to think it's too much or weird, makes fun of you about it, this video is for you. So last weekend I did something kind of fun. I went to go see my husband perform stand-up. He signed up for a comedy class because that's something he's into, and we invited friends and we were very excited. And when our group got there, the only table left that could fit our entire group was kind of to the side. Still a good view and everything was fine. People were settling in, but I noticed there was a couple seats, like 2 to 3 seats up front. And at a comedy show, some people might feel intimidated to sit up front, etc. But I really want to get up there because this was his first and possibly his only comedy set. Like, who knows how long he'll do this. So I wanted to make sure I could get a video of his set and get his face and expressions, because that's really important, not only in comedy, but to me. Like, I really value documentation and all this stuff. So I said to some of my friends, like, oh, there's a couple seats up front. Anybody want to come up with me? And they're all like, no, that's way too close. Don't feel comfortable with that, all this stuff. And I was like, okay. And I felt really conflicted because I went to sit with everyone, to sit up front to see the whole show from the front, not the side. I kind of felt these glances and people just kind of looking at me, thinking I'm too much. And then someone even made a joke like, you think you're going to be close enough? Like, as if I was being too much about it. And I really started feeling flooded. Like, am I being too much? Should I not be moving seats to the front? So if you know that feeling where you do something that makes perfect sense to you, but everyone around you seems to think it's too much or weird, makes fun of you about it, this video is for you. In this video, I will talk about two things. One, why this might be happening, especially if you're a deep feeler, and two, a way to reframe when things like this happen. So one, why does stuff like this happen for deep feelers? I have my notes here. So one is that if you're a deep feeler, meaning your nervous system's wired differently, you're highly affected by your sensory environment, you might have ADHD, OCD, or you might be dealing with the ongoing effects of trauma, right? For whatever reason, you are a deep feeler. Your emotions and those of others impact you pretty deeply. And if you've been dealing with that your whole life, you've probably often been told you're too much, stop being dramatic, stop being so sensitive. And so over time, constantly hearing that message, what do you start to believe? I am too much. I am too sensitive. So let me not share my preferences. Let me mask. Let me pretend I'm fine. Let me not sit up front, even though I really want to be up close and see my husband perform and take a video, because other people seem to think it's too much. So we've done that our whole lives because we've been constantly told we're too much, right? So that's why a lot of times when you're in these situations where you clearly want to do something because it means something to you, or it aligns with your values, or you just think it's fun, or whatever it is, it's just genuinely something you want to do, but we're so used to overriding ourselves to like keep the peace or avoid being called too much or dramatic, that we kind of shut down in those moments. So going back to my story, in that moment, I was very flooded. So I was really confused. What should I do? Should I just stay here with everyone and not be too much? Should I go up front to get the video and see my husband's whole set right up front? Not sure what to do. I decided just to at least grab the seats up front in case they get taken. So I went to grab the seat in the front and put my things down there as I decided what to do. Then my phone buzzed and it was a text from my tween daughter, who was too young to come to the show, and she texted me, "Hope Dad's set goes well." And that was the exact thing I needed to reframe the situation. So two, the reframe that was inspired by my daughter. Because if my daughter were in this situation, I would absolutely tell her, sit where you want to sit. It does not matter if people are looking at you weird. If you're doing something that's aligned with your values or something you genuinely care about, and it comes with some discomfort or a little sadness because, let's say, your friends aren't sitting next to you, that's the cost of it. That's just the price of it. We should actually expect, when you make authentic choices based on your values and not people pleasing, not fitting in, not worrying about being too much, that is the price to pay. For so long, I have lived trying to avoid feeling uncomfortable, trying to avoid seeming like I'm too much or feeling like I'm too much, constantly overriding my preferences. But no, the truth is, what matters to you matters. You don't have to explain it to anyone. You don't have to justify it. If you know for yourself that something you want to do is aligned to a deep core value of yours, and someone says you're too much, you don't have to say anything. You just thank them for their opinion, know they mean well, and move on and live your life aligned to your values. And that is the reframe. That is how we build genuine self-confidence, because self-confidence is when you live aligned with your values and you trust that you can do something, and you trust in yourself because you know who you are. You know what your values are. Your feeling, how confident you feel about a situation may waver. How happy you feel about a situation will definitely waver, but your self-confidence will not be based on the situation, the mood, or the outcome. So I sat in the front and the footage was amazing. And after the show, my husband wanted the clip. He was so thankful for the clip. And friends that couldn't join were so excited that they were able to see the whole set. And I was so proud of myself for sitting up there. It's the smallest thing, but if you're like me and you're a deep feeler, you're dealing with all this self-doubt and self-confidence because whatever issues growing up or whatever neurodiversity you were born with, right? That was a huge win for me. And I was so happy that I sat where I sat and I got the footage that I want, and I was able to share that experience not only with those that were there, but those that couldn't come, and also provide that artifact for my husband. So just remember, you're not too much. What matters to you matters, and your ever after is not some magical someday. It's right now. If that resonated, like or subscribe to the channel, and we'll journey together as we build authentic self-confidence together.